We finally get the return of a legend. The tension between Deep and Noir reaches its breaking point, and Homelander inches closer to becoming unstoppable with help from his father. Welcome back everyone. Today we're diving into episode 6 of the 5th and final season of. We'll cover all the major moments including Sage betraying Vought, joining forces with the boys, and what Homelander's terrifying transformation means moving forward. Before we begin, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more weekly coverage all season long. There's a lot to unpack in this episode, so let's get right into it. Full spoilers ahead. The episode opens with the return of an iconic character. After disappearing since season 3, Legend is finally back. But things have changed. He's now hiding out at a VMC theater under the fake name Chad. Tracks him down because the boys desperately need help finding Bombsite, and nobody knows Vought's secrets better than Legend. Inside the theater we get one of the funniest moments of the season, a parody of the famous Nicole Kidman AMC commercial, except this time Firecracker is starring in the VMC version. It's easily one of the most meta jokes the show has ever done. Back to business though, Legend refuses to help at first, but changes his mind once he hears Homelander is searching for the V1. Pushes harder, even threatening him in a way that feels very similar to Butcher's old methods. Meanwhile, Sage oversees another failed V1 recreation trial while Homelander watches. The test subject dies horribly, once again proving how little human life means to Vought. Deep arrives and learns Firecracker was killed for losing faith in Homelander. That only adds to Homelander's growing paranoia. Sage and Homelander then send Deep to deal with an oil pipeline problem in Alaska, clearly testing his loyalty because of his connection to sea life. Deep agrees instantly, desperate as always to stay in Homelander's good graces. At the same time, Sage secretly moves forward with her own plan. Ashley admits she agreed to Sage's apocalypse strategy while drunk, but sober Ashley refuses to help read Soldier Boy's mind. Sage already expected this. She knocks Ashley out and uses Tumor Ashley instead. After reading Soldier Boy's thoughts, Sage confirms that Homelander and Soldier Boy are both searching for the V1 and that Bombsite still has the last supply. More importantly, Soldier Boy is secretly proud of Homelander and may help him. Sage calmly removes her Vought tracking chip, officially cutting ties with the company and beginning phase 3 of her plan. Back with the boys, Frenchie finishes recreating the virus. Annie and Hughie are sent to the church to hide it inside an air freshener that could infect every suit there, including Homelander himself. The rest of the team heads to a retirement home searching for Golden Geisha, Bombsite's former girlfriend. They hope she can lead them to him. Things immediately spiral out of control. Golden Geisha refuses to cooperate, so Butcher and him decide to kidnap her instead. Legend is disgusted by the idea and realizes him is slowly becoming more like Butcher. Later that night the boys try abducting Geisha, but elderly supes attack them. One weapon eases his sagging body, another has fire powers, and an old man charges in with an axe. The fight is chaotic but the boys escape with Geisha alive. Unfortunately, she reveals she hasn't spoken to Bombsite in years. Just when things seem hopeless, Sage suddenly appears at their hideout. She claims she wants to stop Homelander from getting the V1 and offers to help the boys find Bombsite. Desperate for answers, they reluctantly let the smartest person in the world join their side. Elsewhere, Noir sees Deep celebrating the pipeline mission online and decides it's time for revenge. Meanwhile, Hughie and Annie share a quiet emotional moment while watching the clouds. Annie hints that moments like this may not last forever. The scene ties directly into the episode's larger theme, accepting mortality. Later at the church, Annie and Hughie discover Firecracker's body. Annie surprisingly feels sympathy for her. During the scene, it's revealed Homelander has been gathering psychic supes, including Kate from. It strongly hints that Homelander may be building an army capable of manipulating the public into worshipping him like a god. While planting the virus, Annie is confronted by Old Father. He explains that after years of unanswered prayers, he lost faith in God and replaced that faith with Homelander. A brutal fight follows, and Annie is nearly overwhelmed by his sonic powers until Hughie intervenes by threatening to release the virus. He bluffs that Annie already took the antidote, forcing Old Father to let them leave. At the same time, Deep's pipeline mission turns into a disaster. Millions of sea creatures die, and because Deep can communicate with them, he experiences their suffering firsthand. He later discovers Noir sabotaged the pipeline in revenge for Adam's death. Deep completely loses control. He strangles Noir and stabs him through the throat, marking the second time a Black Noir has died because of another member of the Seven. Honestly, the showdown felt shorter and less intense than expected. The rivalry had so much build-up, especially involving Sage last season, so the payoff felt a bit rushed. Still, rip Black Noir too. Now the big question becomes, how does Deep explain murdering a member of the Seven to Homelander? And after betraying the ocean itself, what does he even have left? I still think Annie will ultimately play a role in Deep's death because of their history dating back to season 1. But now it feels possible the sea itself may turn against him too. Imagine a final fight where Annie weakens him and a sea creature delivers the finishing blow. That would be perfect karma. Back to Sage's larger scheme, Homelander and Soldier Boy follow crime analytics to Bombsite's supposed location. Instead, they find an empty house and a video of Homelander and Stormfront together. Soldier Boy is disgusted, furious that Homelander treated Stormfront like a personal possession after everything that happened. He punches Homelander, and the confrontation exposes deeper feelings tied to Stormfront. Homelander realizes the entire setup was orchestrated by Sage. Soldier Boy walks away, telling Homelander he doesn't deserve immortality through the V1. At this point, the constant references to Soldier Boy and Stormfront's relationship are clearly setting up something major for. Hopefully the payoff is worth all the buildup. Homelander later tracks down Legend after learning about his connection to the boys. Legend tells him everything and leads him to their hideout, though the team is already gone. There, Homelander discovers Sage left behind a Taco Bell receipt just to mock him. This triggers another breakdown as Homelander questions whether he's failing the destiny he believes was given to him. Believing he's about to die, Legend finally tells Homelander the truth: every supe eventually falls. No matter how powerful they are, time always wins. Even Homelander can't escape mortality forever. Ironically, Homelander respects Legend for not being afraid of him and lets him leave alive. But during the conversation, Legend mentions Golden Geisha appearing in Vought Life Alert commercials. That gives Homelander a new idea, tracking Geisha through her emergency device to locate the boys. Back at the hideout, Geisha finally explains why she left Bombsite. He wanted them both to take the V1 and live forever together, but she refused. In her eyes, immortality is torture because eventually everyone else dies while you remain alone forever. Her story deeply affects Kimiko, who later admits to Frenchie that she would never choose immortality either. Annie feels the same way about Hughie. The episode repeatedly reinforces its central idea: accepting death is part of being human. Also struggles with guilt throughout the episode. Earlier this season he wanted to save innocent supes, but now he's considering mass murder through the virus. It feels increasingly likely he may eventually turn against Butcher and reject the plan entirely. Finally, Bombsite arrives to rescue Geisha. He begs her again to take the V1 and live forever with him, but she refuses. A massive fight breaks out and Bombsite easily overpowers the boys thanks to the V1 already inside him. Just as he's about to attack Kimiko, Geisha shields her to stop anyone else from getting hurt. That distraction gives Soldier Boy the perfect chance to arrive and attack Bombsite, exactly as Sage planned from the beginning. And with old enemies finally colliding, episode 6 ends with everything on the edge of total chaos.